Hello, my name is Levi Agee, and I'm a filmmaker from Sherwood, Arkansas. The story that I'm excited to share with you is called The Adoption of Micah. I like to tell autobiographical stories rooted in magical realism and emotional visual metaphor. My first short film was about my brother surviving a suicide attempt when I was 10 years old. After graduating, I made a film called Rapture Us about a young Christian left behind during the rapture who tries to get God's attention by breaking all the 10 commandments. I'm a writer, director, editor, and visual effects artist, so I've been always drawn to stories that can be elevated with special effects or visual illusions and big emotional images. Growing up in a small town in Arkansas, I only had a few VHS tapes, and one of them was a recording of The Wizard of Oz that my granny taped off satellite television. So I have a deep love for comfort films with big spectacles, strange characters, and a lot of heart. After my daughter was born, I developed an anxiety disorder. For years, I struggled to leave the house or even talk to people with having panic attacks, so the collaboration art form that I loved took a back seat. So instead, I would draw, I would paint, I wrote stand-up comedy and made other things, but I didn't make another film of my own for over 12 years. Now that my daughter is older and she's interested in the movies and acting and theater and filmmaking, I felt like it was finally time to face my fears and make something together. That's how The Adoption of Micah came to life. The idea of this film came from hearing about the baby boxes at fire stations, where someone can safely leave a baby if they can't care for them anymore, in a little hatch that you can just open up and place your baby inside. So as a kid, I was terrified that even at 13 years old, I could be stuffed into one of those things at any time. Because around that age, my dad sat me down at a breakfast table and told me that I was adopted and that he wasn't my biological father. And that moment planted a very primal fear in me, the fear of not belonging, of not being wanted, of not knowing where you came from. So I wanted to turn all those childhood fears into a surreal coming-of-age story. In the film, Micah is a tomboy on the eve of her 13th birthday, whose father is literally disappearing, body part by body part. And he tells her that he plans to put her up for adoption in one of those baby boxes. And that sends Micah on a spiral of a strange and magical journey. Along the way, she sees a vision of a drag queen who appears to her like a fairy godmother, helping her find the keys to figuring out her chosen family. She encounters an uncanny 2-foot-tall baby, crying about the benefits of state adoption. She also sees a crew of mustachioed firemen, and a finale inspired by David Bowie, Freddie Mercury, The Wizard of Oz, Labyrinth, and all those great comfort films that I would watch when I was 12 years old. I wanted to make a film that gives my child self the kind of story that I needed back then. And now that my daughter is older, I wanted her to have no doubt how loved and how cherished she is. The Adoption of Micah is a film about fear, family, imagination, and belonging. And to me, anybody who makes art together is family, forever and always.